Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for another Simply Be Tuesday Tea Talk. If this is your first time watching one of these, welcome. Every Tuesday, I come on here and do a little video on anything health, fitness, and wellness related. Today is a beautiful sunny day here in Victoria, and I'm soaking it up. And I hope whatever weather you're experiencing, wherever you are finding a way to enjoy it, appreciate it, and make the best of it. Now, today's topic is a good one, and I think you're all going to be able to relate to it in some way or another. And that topic is cravings. We all get them. It happens at different times, but how we handle and deal with those cravings is a different story from person to person. So to start off, I'm going to talk about the want to eat versus the need to eat. Now, I will say I have some notes written down here. Sometimes I write notes and sometimes I don't. And I also come on these videos with a very rough plan. I know what I'm going to talk about, but I don't always write it down, and I can tend to veer off or get carried away about one thing or another. And then after it's done, I've realized I forgot to say a main point I wanted to say. So I have some stuff written down so that I can make sure I tell you guys everything that I want to. Okay, so back to the want to eat versus the need to eat. I think you're all going to agree with me that at some point, or maybe this happens often for you, when you are anxious, nervous, or stressed, you eat. Because we feel with our gut along with the rest of us, and because we have so many different signals coming in for our brain to process, whether it be, emotions or physical feelings or stress or whatever that may be, sometimes we can confuse an emotion for hunger. And now I'm going to go into talking about the difference between hunger and cravings so that you can help distinguish which one you're feeling when you feel one of them come on. So hunger is very general and non-specific. It kind of comes and goes gradually, and you will have legitimate body signs of hunger. So by that I mean, you will feel empty, your stomach may be growling, and you may even feel lightheaded. Cravings, on the other hand, are very particular and specific. They come on strong, as an emergency, as compulsion, like you need something. But there aren't any actual true hunger signs. Your stomach is not growling, you're not lightheaded, and you do not really feel empty. Because we can mix up these emotions for hunger, sometimes a very stressful day and feeling that emotion of stress or being upset can somehow translate into, I'm going to order a pizza, right? We all have those days where it just all seems like too much to handle at the end of the day. You need a pizza or you need a burger. And cravings are a story, a belief, we tell ourselves that having that certain food is going to fix something. It's going to make us feel a certain way, or it's going to fill a void of some sort. Now, here is where I'm going to tell you 3 questions that you should ask yourself when you have a craving. So, number 1, ask yourself, what do I expect this food to do for me? Is eating this bag of chips really going to make me happier? Is eating this bag of chips really going to take away the stress that I have? So I want you to ask yourself, what do you expect to happen? What do you expect to feel after you eat this food? Second question, what story am I telling myself? And this can also be something that happens regularly. So say, for example, I just went to the gym and had such a hard workout. I really deserve this pizza to myself. Or maybe you always, after you do, this activity, you just always go and get 5 beers after. That's just what you do. And this is when people get into the habit of, they don't even become necessarily cravings anymore. It just becomes a habitual thing that you keep doing. And if you can take a step back and ask yourself those questions, you can stop yourself from not only consuming a lot of extra calories that you don't need, but you can also avoid the feeling of regret after you eat something, which a lot of people experience. And that can be a downward spiral for a lot of people, is having one bad meal and they let that just be a slippery slope. So the third question I want you to ask yourself is, what other story are you telling yourself as a reason to giving into this craving? So did you have a really, really stressful day? Is there family issues going on? Is there pressure at work? And are these emotions the cause of the craving? So again, that's where your emotions come back into play. And these kind of emotions make us think or feel like we need food when really we don't. So if you can step back and ask yourselves those 3 questions, then you're going to save yourself from consuming things that you shouldn't be consuming. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, we can't just never give in to our cravings. And I'm not saying that. I know nobody is perfect and you are going to give in to them. So I'm going to give you a little guide on how to handle your cravings if you must give in. So I want you to think about your cravings on a scale of being a small craving and it not that strong, and then a craving that is so strong you just cannot resist and you have to give in. If your craving is mild, I want you to ignore it. Just straight up ignore it. You know, if it's something you're like, oh, well, I kind of want something sweet, but I don't know. Ignore it. It's not that strong. If it is moderately strong, distract yourself. So go and do something. Go for a walk. Call a friend, go read a book, go grab a glass of water, do something for 10 minutes. If it is just a craving, it will subside and it will go away. Now, if it's one of those days where it's a craving that you just can't let go of, you've been thinking about it for hours, maybe even the whole day or days, and you feel like you must give in order to get over it, do it in a controlled environment. So if you are craving ice cream, you're not going to go and buy a tub of ice cream. Why? Because you are setting yourself up to eat that entire tub. So maybe you're going to go buy 1 ice cream bar from the store. That's all you get. That's all you have. Or you're going to go with a friend to a restaurant and you're going to split a dessert. You're not going to order 5, you're going to order 1. So that's what I mean by having it in a controlled environment. You are not going haywire and giving yourself this much and then hoping you're only going to eat this much. You are going and buying a small portion size, and that is your control. So if you guys can, and if you think that, well, you should know that you have full control over your cravings and every time you give in, write out those questions that I just told you. Excuse me, I just spit on the computer. Write out those questions and put them on your fridge. So if you have a craving and you're going to go grab something, you're going to see that note on the fridge and you're going to ask yourself those questions. And just, it all comes back to being very aware and being mindful. And again, that is a huge, huge focus in my nutritional training with all of my clients. I tend to focus almost more on how you eat opposed to what you eat, because it's all those little behaviors and actions that you start noticing that it's going to be a game changer, especially if you want to lose weight. So I ask you to become more aware and mindful and recognize when it is a craving opposed to when it's hunger. And if you can ask yourself those 3 questions and, take a step back and really think about it, it's going to be a game changer for you guys. And you're going to start taking full control over what you eat. That's it for today. I hope that helped, and I hope that gave you guys some good tips that you are really going to start working on. That's it for today. I will see you guys next week with another topic. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.